I'm asked all the time, how do I find the right VAs that will stick around and that will actually manage my business without me having to spend more time babysitting them and making sure that they're doing their job right? Now, obviously, systems and processes are very important to this, but so is just making the right hire. And so many business owners are so foreign to hiring foreign virtual assistants that they just make so many mistakes when they get started. So this video is going to be laying out my 9-step process that I use to hire the right VAs that are going to stick around and actually help me get more of my life back, or help me spend more time on high-level tasks in my business. So one of the best ways to do this is for you, the business owner, or a founder, or one of the managing team, to actually go and complete all of these processes, use the system so you can figure out which tasks exactly need to be done in order for this part of the business to be completely filled and for it to actually help your business move forward. And so, like I said, this is going to help you identify which tasks need to be done. And this is going to be crucial to helping you make the right hire, because now you're going to be able to look at the experience, the background, and the skill sets. And this is how you match all that up with the exact tasks that need to be done in your business. So I'm not saying that if you're looking for a video editor because you want to have a YouTube channel, that you need to go out and master video editing. Or if you want to start doing accounting in-house, you need to go out and become a certified accountant and hire a virtual assistant to do that. What I'm saying is you should at least maybe watch some YouTube videos, maybe talk to some experts, talk to some agencies or some service providers, and start getting an idea of the time required, as well as the systems and tools and processes that you're going to need along with this, and then really work on matching those tasks up with those skill sets, processes, and systems. The second thing you're really going to want to take a look at is the skill sets. You're going to want to know exactly which skills that you're looking at someone possessing in order to be able to complete the task that you need. And like I just said, talking to service professionals, talking to providers, taking a stab at doing these processes yourself is really going to tell you and really going to show you what kind of skill sets your VAs need to have. And you'll really be able to really quickly take a look at a resume and take a look at their current application and what they're telling you that their skill set is, and their background and all of that, and really just say, hey, does it make sense that this experience would produce the skills that are going to accomplish what I need done? Now look, it's not the VA's fault necessarily that sometimes they can say that they are a marketing expert and that maybe they're even, let's say, a video editor, right? And they're going to apply to your video editing post. And really all they have is some basic Canva experience. We don't know what kind of training they've gotten. We don't know what kind of experience they have. Maybe they have done some video editing. But someone who's kind of done a mix of everything is probably not going to be an expert video editor. And so this is how you want to start to look at these different applications, these different experiences and backgrounds, to really understand if this person has the skill set that you're going to need to get these tasks done, or if you're going to have to train them in those skill sets because maybe they have some relative experience, or maybe you just really like other features about them. Maybe they're a hard worker, maybe they show up on time. We'll talk about some of that stuff later in the video. But either way, you need to be prepared to understand what kind of hire you're making. Is this someone who's going to need to have a little bit of training, someone who's going to need a lot of training, or someone who's just not a good fit? Okay, so now that we know the tasks that need to be done, and now we know the skill sets we're looking for, it's time to make that job description. And so many business owners get this mixed up because they think, hey, I'm just going to put out, I'm looking for a copywriter. And they think they're going to find the copywriter of their dreams. And really, what I tell business owners, especially when it comes to VAs, you want to sell yourself and sell your company. So you should have some basic things in any job description about your company, such as your experience, who your clients are, what your goals are as a business, the kind of environment that you create, what is the work setting like, is it a team position, is it a solo position, is it collaborative, is it not, and in what way. And then obviously you should have things like the position, the skill sets you're looking for, the tasks that need to be completed, all of that. But you really want to be able to sell your company as a solid place where a VA could see themselves for a long time, where there is growth opportunity. So what kind of compensation plan do you offer? Will it increase over time with more experience? Is there an option for them to outperform and maybe earn a little bit more money? What kind of benefits are there? Are you going to help them with their health insurance? Are you going to help them with their internet plan? These things are all optional, of course. However, these are all very important to list in your job description. The reason why is because if you go onto any VA hiring website, when you post a job, you're going to get inundated with a ton of different resumes. I mean, literally inundated. You might have a couple hundred resumes come in the first week. And this is great, but 90% of them are just not going to be a good fit. And the way you attract the best quality candidates that you can is making sure that your company sounds like a company that they could see themselves with for a very long time. Solid VAs that know their worth and know they have something of value to add and are actually very quality VAs are looking for a place where they can work for a long time. They want to be able to add value, they want to be able to grow, and they want to be able to make a good living. Now, good living doesn't mean expensive necessarily from the country that you're hiring in, but they want to make a good living comparative to their country that they live in. And so you need to really sell your company. Obviously, you need to have all the other things in there, like I said, job descriptions, skill sets, and tasks that you're looking to have completed. But you really want to focus on your company and how you are going to benefit the VA as well, because they are looking for that. The good VAs are looking for that, and that is how you're going to attract them. Okay, so the fourth thing that you're going to want to make sure you do is qualify any applicants that you get. So there's two main ways that I would do this. The first one is going to actually be including questions in your job description. And these are going to be open-ended questions, usually 2 or 3. And this is going to surprise you by how many will not do this. And this is because there's many VAs that unfortunately don't really understand the process of working with a foreign company, and they haven't received any official training, so they're just sending out resumes to any job description that they can find, or their bot accounts, and it's just going to be a waste of time. And so you're going to ask questions like, why are you interested in this job? What excites you about our company? What in your previous experience directly relates to the tasks that we're looking to hire for? And so asking these questions is actually going to help you take that stack of a couple hundred resumes down to a handful, because most just will not do it. It's an amazing way to simplify the process and make sure you're not having to spend a ton of time going through all of these resumes.
Just saving time.
Now, once you have your handful of applicants that have answered those questions on the job description, now you actually want to go take a look at their responses. How well did they respond in the language that you speak? How well did they understand the question? You want to go take a look at their resume, right? Do they have direct experience on the resume that says, hey, they would have some skill sets that apply to the job that I'm looking to hire for? So you're going to be looking at all of those things, and then you're going to whittle that handful of applicants down to maybe a top 3 or a top 5, and these are what you're going to take into the next step. All right, so step number 5 is you're going to actually interview the qualified applicants. So the 3 to 5 that you selected, you're going to interview them, and I'm going to create another video just on interviewing and that process alone, because many small business owners just really don't understand how to do it effectively. However, I'll cover some of the basics now. What you really want to do is try to get the VA talking.
He'll talk.
I tend to ask a lot of open-ended questions because I want to see what they're thinking about. I want to understand their belief systems, and I want to really just get them communicating so I can see where they're at developmentally with their speech, with their understanding, with just their awareness of the job, the business, the landscape of the environment of the business and industry that we're in. I want to understand all of that and really see how well do they grasp what I would be asking them to do and in what capacity and within the specific industry that I'm hiring for. So again, I'll record another video specifically on that, but you want to go into this interview process asking open-ended questions and asking behavioral questions. That is the other thing that I would focus on, is asking questions like, hey, what is your routine before you go to work when you get out of bed in the morning? And if they say nothing, then you know they're not going to be a very prepared or punctual person, most likely. If they say, well, typically I'll get up and then I meditate or I stretch or I get a shower or I eat, I don't care if they just say, hey, I get up, I get a 5-minute shower, I get dressed, I eat a granola bar. At least they have some kind of process, some kind of routine that they go through. This will show you that they've thought about their morning. They thought about, hey, I need to get to work on time and I need to be prepared. I need to have eaten something so I'm not hungry. I need to take a shower so that way I'm presentable. Right? Obviously, taking a shower before you show up to a virtual assistant position is not necessary. But again, we just want to focus on the behaviors. Have they thought about this? And do they have a process in place that's going to allow them to show up on time, be full of energy, and be able to do their job well? I'm glad you're enjoying the video. If you need help with hiring, training, or managing your VAs, make sure you click the link in the description below to check out our free VA hiring workshop. If you need one-on-one help with me, click the link to schedule an appointment to see how I can help. Number 6 is going to be the trial phase. And so now you've done your interviews, and from your interviews, you've probably hired or want to hire at least 2, maybe 3, maybe all 5 of the applicants that you had, because you did such a good job on whittling down all of those resumes and hiring such good applicants that maybe just the 3 to 5 of them, or maybe 2 of them, just have so many different pros and cons, it's really difficult for you to decide.
This is exceedingly difficult.
Well, you do not have to decide off of the interview alone. Now, most traditional ways of hiring employees, you probably need to pick one based on the compensation you have to give them and the hiring process and all that. It's just a very lengthy and time-consuming process, so you typically hire one at a time unless you're a large company. Well, you do not have to do this with VAs. With VAs, I always try to hire at least 2 or 3 VAs for any one position at one time on a trial basis. What does a trial look like? Well, a trial is going to be maybe 2 or 3 days, maybe 5 days, depending on the position and the task I have in mind for them. It is paid. And what I do is I give every single VA the same exact overall task, right? And the same project with the same details. If it's a video editor, I give them the same video, because I want to compare apples to apples a few things. I want to see who is the quickest, who is the most efficient, who is the most creative, who's the best problem solving. So typically I will give a set of tasks and a goal, and that's it. I kind of just let them figure everything else out. I let them come to me if they have questions. I do not monitor them. I do not manage them. They are on a trial basis. This is for them to prove to me. And this has been absolutely crucial for taking someone that looks really, really good in an interview or resume, but then you actually put them in front of what they're supposed to be doing and you realize they are not a good fit at all.
That's a waste of time.
So you definitely want to do a trial phase. I think most business owners would actually be excited about a trial phase. Again, it is a paid trial, and as long as you're clear and upfront with them, 99% of VAs are absolutely going to be okay with this. They're going to be happy with it. They're just excited for the opportunity to show up and potentially bring you some value and build a long-term relationship with you. And it's also showing them that you're taking this job seriously. You're not just hiring anyone. You're looking for a really good candidate, and that makes them feel really good about themselves. So if you're hiring VAs, you've struggled to hire VAs, and you're not doing a trial phase, absolutely start implementing it, and you're going to see that your hiring quality is going to go through the roof.
It's exciting.
All right, so step number 7 is going to be to actually onboard the employees that you choose to hire from your trial phase. Now, when you onboard employees from a trial phase, you still do not have to only pick one. So let's say you had 3 employees go into a trial phase, 2 really shined, 1 really just kind of fell flat for you. Hire 2 of them. You can communicate with the VAs and you can tell them, hey, we're going to hire you both and we're just going to kind of see what happens. If you both work out, we'll keep you both long term. If one really starts to outshine the other, then we may select one. So you still need to prove yourself to us, but you want to go ahead and do a successful onboarding with however many employees, however many VAs that you're going to hire. What does successful onboarding look like? Successful onboarding means that you're taking someone through all of the systems that they're going to be using for their specific job function. You're going to be taking them through the specific systems that they're going to be using in your company. So project management, clock in, clock out, CRMs, creative systems, anything like that. You're taking them through all of that. You should have established guides or standard operating procedures that explain to them how to use all that. You should be showing them where those standard operating procedures are. You're going to be communicating about pay structure, how often they're going to get paid. You're going to be communicating expectations if they have some time off that they need to take. What does that process look like? If they need to take a break during the day, how many hours are you requesting that they kind of show up for? Or how does project management work as far as getting projects done on time? All of these things are going into successful onboarding. You need to spend the time going through all of this with your VAs. Now, there is an exception. If you have a hiring manual, an onboarding guide, and standard operating procedures that are very well completed and thought out and put together that you can present, then the process would go, give them all of those resources, give them the right amount of time to be able to go through all of those resources, and then I would have them come back and bring you a list of questions. Now, if someone goes through that process and they do not have a list of questions, either your SOPs and your guides are really, really good, or they didn't really read it and they didn't really pay attention, or they didn't understand it, and so you need to navigate that situation from there. However, let's say you made some really good decisions on the VAs you decided to hire, they come back with questions, then you just give them the time to go ahead and learn about all of those systems, to start practicing, to start using them. Onboarding is also where you're going to introduce them to the rest of the team. And what you're going to do is you're going to empower the team to actually train them. And so let's say one of your new VAs is on the standard operating procedure for clocking in and clocking out and your process around that. Let's say they don't quite understand a step. Instead of coming to you, the business owner, they can go to one of their new teammates and they can say, hey, I'm trying to clock in and clock out. Can you actually help me with this? This is going to be amazing for reducing the amount of time that you actually have to spend training and onboarding new virtual assistants, which is such a huge time suck when it comes to growing your company, just training new employees as it is. And it's also going to build collaboration and community among the new team members and the existing team members, because they're going to be reaching out for help, and your existing team members are going to be able to help them, and it's going to make everyone feel really good and get really well connected. Once you've successfully onboarded your new virtual assistants, now they're going to enter the training phase. The training phase is a time period and process period where they're going to be taking the skill sets that they have, the experience that they have, and molding them to the tasks and projects that you need done within the culture of your company. This is going to be a period of time where they should be encouraged to ask questions, to make mistakes, and really just learn how to do things, not just within the scope of skill set and task, but within the culture of your company and how you expect things to be done in a time capacity and at a quality capacity. And so this is where you're going to really want to give them the time to understand the tasks, make mistakes, try to get those done within the systems and processes that you have, but then also understand how to navigate those processes within the culture of your company and within the management of your company, and how to navigate all of that. So you want to make sure that your VA can basically get adjusted and ask questions, make mistakes without the fear of any negative consequences to just learning. You need to give your new VAs a period of learning. You should understand or have some idea of how long this learning period is, and what kind of support you need to give them. But you always need to give a new employee, a new VA, a learning phase for sure. Okay, so step number 9 is going to be ongoing management. So your new VA has gone through all of the processes before, all of the steps before. They've just completed their training phase, which means they're pretty much able to do their job on their own without asking you or really asking their teammates on how to do the basics of their job. Maybe they're communicating with you on different details of different aspects of the projects they're working on or their teammates, but they can do their job without you having to answer a question or hold their hand or really just take them step by step. They understand the goal, they understand the tasks, and they understand why it's important to your company and how to get it done to your expectations. Now you need to implement the ongoing management, which is really just going into the regular meetings that you should have with your team anyways. So however frequently you meet with your team, whether it's weekly, daily, couple times a week, once a month, based on your business and the projects that you're working on, you want to now bring in your team member into those team meetings and make sure that they have the ongoing skill sets and practices to go ahead and record everything that they're doing, communicate with the team, be focused on tasks, understand how to navigate through different tasks that they have based on different projects that they're working on, how to manage importance level of different tasks that they have. All of those things is in ongoing management. This is going to take up very little of your time if you've done the previous 8 steps correctly and you've hired a really good VA for your business. You should have very few meetings where you actually need to talk with them about the different functionalities of their job, and it should be more so just check in like, hey, where are we at with this project? How is this task coming along? Do you need any help? Do you need any support in any of the things that you're doing? Do you have any questions for anyone? And this part is when it really just kind of becomes fun and easy, because now your VA can really just blossom into the creative, supportive person that they are. They can really get comfortable in their position, and they can really become a valuable resource, not only doing the task that's required of them, but helping you identify and solve problems within your business before you would even recognize them. And that is the true power of expanding your team. That is the true power of virtual assistants, is that you can hire probably many more than you could from hiring standard or traditional employees within your own country, and you can spread them out into different parts of your company, and so you have more risk management and you have more support and you have more creative problem solution, helping your company grow that much quicker. Hey guys, that's the end of the video. Thanks for tuning in. If you got some value out of that, make sure you go ahead and let me know by leaving a like. I'd love to hear your thoughts, questions, and comments down in the comments section. And of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos. We release 3 videos a week, one on sales, one on marketing, and one on VAs. And of course, if you want to check out some of our services or products, check out the links in the description, as well as you can find information on one-on-one coaching and consulting with me, where we can dive into the specific strategies and solutions that you need in order to take your business from 6 figures to 7 figures, or low 7 figures to more 7 figures.